Following the Great Schism, what remained of the Covenant Alliance had become what this world once was not that long ago. In fragments. Broken. The Sangheili, who had once served the Covenant in the fleets, had returned to Sanghelios and her colonies. It was a mixing of blood. However, from what I am told, many still regarded the Forerunners as holy beings, and held on to some form of the path. Others believe they were only just another race, brilliant beyond measure but merely mortal. The Arbiter was being held by his people as the newly fledged leader of those who had truly abandoned the Covenant. They would come to be known as the Swords of Sanghelios, an ages-old order whose origins long predate the Covenant, committed now to the unification of their people under the pretext of honor and nobility. Over time, they would lay claim to the spirit of Sanghelios, keep by keep, forging a new destiny for the elites. But this effort was not so easily accomplished. When my companions returned to their homeworld, they told me that strife and civil war soon came to Sanghelios, not long after the ending of hostilities with the humans. Many had been unified under the banner of the Covenant for so long. Its sudden collapse had created an enormous vacuum of power in their society. What would be known as the Blooding Years represented a period of turmoil and flux for Sanghelios and her surviving colonies. And from what I am told, the Jirohane fared no better. Those who survived the fall of the Covenant seem to have shared similar consequences on their own worlds. Rival clans now fight for land, property, and ships, while others continue to pursue the Covenant's goal of divine transcendence, unwilling to give up on the promises spoken by the prophets. One such group are the Keepers of the One Freedom. Open to all willing to walk the path, the Keepers continue the traditions of the Covenant, yet divorced it from the failures of the Sanshayum, particularly the recruitment of human acolytes based on what particular subspace transmissions have told me. Yet all the while, other Jirohane sects have completely forsaken the ways of the Covenant. The greatest among them are the Banished. Originating before the Covenant's downfall, the Banished first began as a mere collection of Jirohane marauders and warlords. But now, in the wake of our fall from power, they have spread to every corner of the galaxy, multiplying ever greater under the command of their unrelenting war master, a cruel and cunning warrior. He is called Atriox. While they resemble the Covenant in many ways, having attracted many of the thrall species of the Empire and bearing its familiar arsenal, the Banished are unified not under the pretext of divine sublimation, but on power, security, and autonomy, desiring to use the weapons of the Forerunners to decimate all who would oppose them. Of all the groups I have heard, they are the only ones who truly give me pause. I have heard they are without restraint, without scruple, without mercy. If they were to continue to grow as they are now, I fear what is to come for our galaxy. And in all this time, my people, the Sanshayum, had apparently escaped the carnage of the schism aboard a great flotilla that jumped into slipspace as High Charity fell. There had been some notable sightings of a few who had splintered from this fleet, but these were all power-mad tyrants who craved vengeance for losing their precious influence following the Covenant's collapse. For their crimes, these war criminals were soon brought to justice by the hands of the Sangheili. As for the rest, they had simply disappeared, vanished without a trace of where they had gone. For all I know, I could very well be the last of my kind, the last Sanshayum in existence. Though perhaps that is for the best. We have brought this vast galaxy nothing but deceit, war, and death. Not only upon our enemies, but upon ourselves as well. All under the guise of a holy benevolence. We were so arrogant that we thought ourselves to be the voice of the gods, but in truth, we were the agents of death, the destroyers of worlds. It seems only just that we reap what we sow, and fade into the silence of memory. Forever. Our final penance. But our legacy it seems did not fade away so easily. The decimation of High Charity and the loss of the Covenant's major seats of power, it was only a matter of time before power brokers and warlords began to paw at the opportunity to revive the Covenant in their own twisted image. One of these was a resurgent Covenant order under the leadership of an upstart, Julum Dama. Enraged over the Arbiter's pact with humanity and embittered by the loss of his wife, the journey of this renegade Sangheili led him to the ancient stories of a vengeful god who was imprisoned within a shield world by his fellow deities. What absurdity. Nevertheless, from the remote colony of Asturos, Umdama's zeal to awaken this god, this didact, kindled the armories of its people, leading to the foundation of a new covenant, one without the guidance of the prophets, and with no sights on pursuing the great journey. The forces at Umdama's disposal were immense, and began his campaign for Forerunner weapons, hoping to extinguish humanity at any cost. But even his own flock would soon splinter into dissension, led by one Salih Neon. That one I remember all too well. A zealot commander during the war, received personal commendations from Had Rumt, the Prophet of Mercy. Julum Dama's efforts to revive the Covenant were eventually cut short, with the assassination of the self-proclaimed Hand of the Didact, and then finally through the swords of Sanghelios' assault of their last bastion at the city of Sunayon, thus ensuring a new dawn for Sanghelios and her people, free from the yoke of Julum Dama and his covenant. Julum Dama, Salih Neon, Mergvol. These are the names of fools who lay claim to the last embers of the Covenant. But their covenants are nothing more than ashes of glory. A glory that was extinguished long ago by lies, deceitfulness, and utter folly. For the original Covenant Empire was no more. But based from what certain subspace communications can tell, they are but a footnote of what is to come. For some months there have been talk of other forces at work. Darker forces. Worlds going silent. Machines rising beneath cities. Gatoric would call Livukra, an ancient word of a demon who sleeps in the ground and must not wake. Madness if such myths are true. If they are, I fear that...
Ah, there you are, Resken. I've been searching for you for quite some... Oh. Am I interrupting something?
No, Oracle. I was only... No, Enduring Bias. It was nothing. Now, what can I do for you?
Clayton Toll has expressed interest in repairing the communications array of the installation. Now that the eco level is within exceptional parameters, he wishes to maintain a clearer line of communication with his captains within the reassembled sections of Shield Installation 0673. The Huragog is already at work, but it has told me you have particular expertise in communication systems, that your kind are adept in reverse engineering foreigner technology. I believe your assistance would be most helpful in this endeavor.
It would be an honor to assist you. And the Kaidon, of course.
Splendid! Oh, this should be most enlightening.